Are you wearing a haircut that secretly makes you look older than you are? The truth is, not every style is flattering after 50, but the right cut can instantly make you look fresher, softer, and more elegant. In this video, I'll show you the haircuts that add years to your look and the beautiful styles to try instead. We're going to break it down cut by cut, starting with the styles that often age, women over 50, and then move right into the flattering alternatives that bring out your best features. Starting off with the first haircut, the common two-blunt bob. The blunt bob has been a classic for decades. Its sharp lines, even length, and boxy finish were once the definition of chic. But as we move past 50, hair naturally begins to lose some of its fullness and density. A blunt bob tends to highlight that change in the worst way. Because it sits heavy and flat against the face, it can make features appear harder, the jawline looks stronger, and the overall style feels stiff rather than flattering. Instead of giving you that sleek, polished vibe, it often emphasizes thinness and creates a severe outline that can age you. Switching to a layered bob with gentle feathered edges makes all the difference. Those layers build volume and movement, creating the illusion of thicker, fuller hair. The softer shape around the face lifts your features, making everything look more balanced and youthful. And here's the bonus. When you add a little texture or wave at the ends, grey and silver strands pick up the light in a way that looks lively and radiant, not dull or flat. It feels less rigid and more effortless, which is exactly what makes it modern. The blunt bob is just one example of how the wrong cut can take away from your best features. If you've ever felt like your hairstyle is weighing you down instead of lifting you up, you'll see the same problem in the next cut we're about to talk about. Pixie cuts are one of those hairstyles that can feel instantly refreshing. They're fun, bold, and wonderfully liberating, especially if you're ready for a low-maintenance look. But there's a catch. When the pixie is cut too short and cropped too close to the head, it can end up doing the opposite of what you want. Instead of making your features pop, it often emphasizes areas where hair is thinning, like the crown or the temples. It can also sharpen your facial structure in a way that brings more attention to fine lines or sagging skin, which can make the overall style feel harsher than flattering. The good news is that you don't have to give up on a pixie altogether. A longer pixie makes all the difference. By leaving some extra length on top, you give yourself room to create volume and add softness around the face. This little adjustment allows you to style your hair in different ways, whether you want something sleek and polished or a more tousled, playful look. The added texture keeps the haircut feeling modern and youthful, while still being easy to maintain day to day. Think of it as the best of both worlds, like you get the freedom and ease of short hair, but without the limitations that a too short crop can bring. While a very short pixie can feel severe and unforgiving, the longer version brings back movement and life. Now, let's move into another style that many women default to for its simplicity, but that often works against their natural beauty instead of enhancing it. One of the most common haircuts women settle into after 50 is the flat, one-length style. At first glance, it might seem like the safest choice. It's simple, it's straightforward, and it doesn't require much thought when styling. But here's the thing, hair changes as we age, and what used to work in your 30s or 40s doesn't always do you justice now. Hair naturally becomes finer and loses density, and when it's all cut to one length, it tends to hang straight down. Instead of adding polish, it can pull your face downward and create a heavier appearance around the jawline and neck. The overall effect often feels more dated than modern, even if your hair is in good condition. This is where layers make a world of difference. Soft face framing layers break up the heaviness and give your haircut movement. By lifting the hair at the crown and adding lightness around the face, you'll notice how much more balanced your features look. Layers can also highlight the parts of your face you want to accentuate, like your cheekbones or eyes, without being obvious. Another bonus is that layers can make thinning hair appear fuller, giving you a more youthful, energetic look overall. It's one of the simplest changes you can make, but it often feels like a total transformation. So rather than sticking to flat, one-length cuts that drag you down, introducing layers can bring life and softness back to your style. With that in mind, let's shift into another area that can make or break your look: bangs, and how the wrong type can do more harm than good. It's very common for women over 50 to think bangs will solve the problem of forehead lines or wrinkles. And on the surface, it makes sense. A fringe feels like a quick way to cover up areas you'd rather not highlight. But when the bangs are thick and heavy, they can actually have the opposite effect. Instead of softening your look, they create a wall of hair that hides your features and casts shadows over your eyes. That shadowing not only makes your eyes look smaller, it can also make your skin look duller. In some cases, heavy bangs even add years because they weigh down the overall shape of your face and can come across as dated. A softer approach works so much better. Wispy bangs are light and airy, allowing your natural beauty to shine through without overwhelming your features. They frame your face instead of covering it. Side-swept bangs, in particular, are flattering because they create a diagonal line across your face. That movement tricks the eye into seeing lift, which helps balance out any sagging or loss of elasticity. They're also versatile, working beautifully whether your hair is short, medium, or long. The best part is that wispy and side-swept bangs bring a sense of energy and freshness, making your style look current and youthful without feeling forced. Heavy bangs can make your style feel heavy too, dragging everything downward. But when you choose lighter, wispy bangs, you bring openness back to your look, and that instantly makes you appear brighter and more vibrant. With bangs sorted out, it's time to step back and look at the bigger picture. Because when you start combining these small but powerful changes together, that's when you'll really notice a difference in how modern and flattering your hairstyle feels. The difference between haircuts that age you and ones that flatter you often comes down to one simple idea: softness. When styles are cut with harsh lines, cropped too close to the scalp, or left in heavy, flat shapes, they tend to highlight the very things we'd rather downplay. The fine lines around the face, sagging at the jawline, or thinning at the crown. These details might seem small, but together they can make your whole look feel more severe than it needs to. Softer cuts, on the other hand, make an incredible difference. Layers that move naturally, bangs that frame the eyes gently, and lightness that keeps the style from feeling heavy all bring balance back to the face. This kind of haircut doesn't just sit on your head, but it works with your features, lifting and brightening instead of pulling you downward. The change is subtle but powerful. You'll notice right away that you look fresher, lighter, and more approachable without having to do anything drastic. The beauty of these flattering cuts is that they don't rely on complicated styling routines. You don't need to spend hours with a blow dryer or curling iron to get the effect. They're built to look good with minimal effort, which means your daily routine can stay simple and fuss-free. For many women over 50, that balance, like low maintenance but high impact, is exactly what makes a style worth keeping. Think of it as giving yourself a gentle update. You don't need to reinvent your entire look or step outside of what feels comfortable. Small adjustments, like adding texture at the crown, leaving just a bit more length in a pixie, or lightening up the ends of a bob, can completely refresh how you look and feel. It's not about chasing youth. It's about enhancing the beauty and confidence you already have, in a way that feels true to you. If you've been wearing the same cut for years, this could be the perfect moment to try something new. A small change today might be exactly what gives you that lift you've been looking for. And speaking of updates, let's bring these tips together so you can see how each one builds on the other to create your most flattering style. When you're ready to refresh your look, it really helps to think about 3 simple but important things. These details might seem small at first, but together they make a huge difference in how flattering and effortless your haircut will be. The first thing to consider is your face shape. A truly great cut works with your natural bone structure, never against it. For example, if your face is round, you'll want a little extra height at the crown or some well-placed layers that add length. This creates balance and keeps your features from looking weighed down. If your face is more square, adding softer edges or layers that fall just around the jawline can make your overall look feel more feminine and fluid. And if you have an oval face, you're in luck because you can wear almost any style beautifully. Still, even with that versatility, it's a good idea to add gentle layers or light bangs to keep the look fresh and prevent your style from becoming too heavy or plain. These small adjustments bring out your best features and give your face that natural lift we all want. Now, let's move into hair texture because that's another piece of the puzzle that's easy to overlook. Fine hair tends to need some help with movement and volume, so layers and a bit of lift are usually the most flattering choice. Without that structure, fine strands can fall flat and make your style look lifeless. On the other hand, thick hair often benefits from shaping or thinning to remove extra weight. That way, your cut feels lighter, more polished and easier to manage. And curly grey hair deserves its own mention because when it's layered properly and kept hydrated, it absolutely shines. Those curls can spring back with so much energy and reflect light in a way that shows off the natural dimension of grey. A well-chosen cut can make your curls look like your best accessory, and it doesn't require endless styling time to get there. The third piece is lifestyle, and this one matters more than most people realize. Your haircut should never just look good at the salon, and it needs to fit into your real life. If you're someone who prefers a low-maintenance approach, choose a shape that air dries well and holds its form with very little effort. That way, your hair looks put together without you having to spend half your morning styling it. But if you're someone who enjoys experimenting and playing with different looks, then ask for a cut that gives you flexibility. So the real question is this: are you ready to step into a haircut that actually lifts you up? And if this helped you, you won't want to miss the next video waiting for you.